Greetings once again. I am Russell Hatfield, here with my twin soul Kara, who is a higher dimensional member of Ashtar Command. This next lesson on coercion is channeled by Kiri through Mark Crocker and is called Coercion's 5 Questions. In this lesson, Kiri gives an excellent dissertation on the morals of coercion with a solid argument on why to use it, as well as the 5 questions to ask yourself before using coercion. What we discover is that what is done with coercion determines the right or wrong of its use. You can follow our online transcript at the link below of our homepage, centerforascension.org. Please subscribe if you want at the end of this video to be alerted to future challenge sessions, editorials from Kara and myself, and lessons from the Center for Ascension. And now, Coercion's 5 Questions.
Okay, first of all, where were we? Let me see. What were we talking about? Coercion, right?
Yeah.
Okay, coercion. And necessary protocols to protect oneself from getting into trouble. Okay, one of the important things to remember, and we harp on this many times, is what is the golden rule? Never for
Personal gain.
right. But there are exceptions which we have covered in the past.
Mm-hmm.
One is if by using your skills, let us say, in a job interview, so that you get the job, which is paying you more money so that you can exist better, and therefore supports those people necessary to you as well, then that is a good use of coercion, and you're using it for personal gain. By defining personal gain, we can lay out a framework that gives you an area that you can work in. For example, personal gain. What is the definition of personal gain? Anything that benefits yourself for yourself. So by using your coercive skills in a job interview to get that job that you need, it's not exactly benefiting just you, is it?
Mm-hmm.
And it can be looked at another way, supposing that you believe you are the best person for the job, and the only person that you have to support is yourself. You already have a current job, but you're going for a better one. Now, is that right or wrong?
Wrong.
Skip.
I'd say it's right.
Okay. First of all, let's see why Russ says it's wrong.
Well, due to the fact that you have the job you're in now,
Mm-hmm.
by using coercion to get another one, you're actually affecting your fate and your course of your life.
Okay.
By using coercion to do so,
Uh-huh.
You're changing for the better, but it's for personal gain.
Skip. Why do you think that it's for good?
You mean why it's right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're stepping yourself up in life, which means you can help other people.
Skip's closer to the truth. Okay, for example, let us say that I go for a job as an engineer at a facility, let's say I'm a third dimension being, and I have strong coercive ability, and I go for a job interview with an engineering firm that I want to work at, it's going to pay me better, and I use my coercion to get it. The way around it is by using your coercive skills, the fact that I'm one of the best engineers around, means that the company will benefit from the use of my skills as an engineer, which means that it's not for personal gain. You see?
In other words, you're helping them by helping yourself.
That's correct. Now, to define personal gain in more detail, it's something that is mutual, is beneficial to only you. For example, let's say that I have the hots for a guy. Right? Again, I'm a third dimensional being, and I use my coercive skill to get the guy to sleep with me and to have sex with me.
Mm.
That's bad because I'm using my coercive skill at that point for personal gratification.
Like everything too.
That's besides the point. That is besides the point. I mean, the listeners and readers don't know what I look like. I mean, for all saying now, I could weigh 300 pounds, be 5'3".
Well, we described you excellently, and we put a picture of you in there of you.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying some of the first-time readers might not know. But what I'm saying is that to use it for personal gain, let's say I am trying to buy a car, right? I don't know why, but I'm trying to buy a car. And I use my coercive skills to get the best possible deal. And in actual fact, I get the vehicle for cost.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that is use my coercive skills for a negative purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm at a market and I'm haggling over the price of some kind of vegetable matter that I'm going to be eating. Again, that is negative. I am using it for a negative purpose. So the rules of coercion are very, very strict. And are laid out in such a way that it is very important to be able to grow spiritually by learning what I can and cannot do. Now, there are some grey areas which I'm not going to go into at this time, but we will cover that at a later time. Okay, now, report time. Skip.
I'm sorry, go ahead, huh?
Okay, I want to hear your report.
Oh, about my verbal coercion?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got my grandson to cut the lawn and water it.
Oh, good. And is he doing it on a regular basis now?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
No, I have to keep after him.
Yeah, so you have to keep on coercing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give you half a point for that. Okay. Russell the Love Bustle.
Now, there's a certain ethical question I've got
Mm-hmm.
about coercing people to give me more money.
Mm-hmm.
And that becomes from the fact that I'm increasing my personal gain.
But that's not exclusively yours. What do you do with the increase in the personal gain? What purpose does it serve?
Me
And
and the cat.
the cats. And
Doesn't it pay for the utilities and stuff?
and
And what?
well, what do you do with the money once you split it? So you
Spend it.
spend it. Good. And what does that do?
Buys me more stuff.
Which in turn does what?
Well, now, let's clarify this. Personal gain is being only to me.
To you.
Well, nothing I make, money-wise, is only for me.
There you go.
You
Because
see?
you're
So, in
not-
other words, I can coerce for any reason to get money.
Yes.
Yeah, as long as you're spending it to let others support themselves by giving you the products.
Now, what you do with the money depends on whether it is good or bad. That is a moral issue. That's not a coercive issue. If you use it to go out and buy alcohol and you live in an alcoholic state of consciousness, that's bad. That's a moral question. That's a health question. We'll gamble it away. That is a moral and health question. If I'm playing cards and I'm bluffing a lot and I use my coercion to win money, that's negative.
What if you're using it to feed your family?
If I'm using it to feed a family, that becomes a grey area. It depends on, is there another way for me to make a fiscal income?
See, you're smart enough, you don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't.
So you see that the moral issues and groundworks are something that are very important to coercion. Now, being able to decide for yourself with a good, strong moral upbringing on what is good and what is bad. I mean, we've laid out a basic framework to work within to add things like a lot of the lessons that you learn with coercion, and especially the lessons that I've set you up to learn, teaches you what is good and bad. You, Russ, had the moral question of that you were only benefiting yourself. By analysing it and looking at it, what have we learned?
It's benefiting others.
That's correct. And with Skip, we've learned the same thing. We didn't touch on it as lightly, or as deeply. We only touched on it lightly. If you want, Skip, we could go into it in more detail on the layout.
No.
Okay. So it is very important to have a good laid out groundwork for coercive capability. Coercion in itself is neither good or bad. It's what you do with the coercion that makes it good or bad. As I said earlier, if I use it to coerce somebody for my own personal gratitude, then that becomes a negative purpose because I am manipulating somebody's free will to serve myself only. But if I'm using it to create an income, or to create goodwill, or to create an opportunity for others, that is good. If I use it for self-advancement that serves no purpose apart from myself, whether that is in a job interview or for a transportation device or to get income so that I can go and drink it away or gamble it away or sniff it away or smoke it away, then that is bad. But that is a moral issue. It is something that is necessary to be laid out and looked at. It's a moral issue. I mean, Tia, with her strong moral upbringing, is a very good person to give a good example of moral coercion, to use her morals, which are very high, very strong, is something that is very, very important to lay out for yourself if you're going to be a coercer. In coercing somebody, you have to ask yourself the moral questions of, is it for personal gain? Will it benefit them? Will it benefit others? Will it benefit myself? Will they learn from it? These 5 questions are just the start of the kind of questions that you should ask yourself. But you should already know the answers before you coerce. So the thing is to select a representative that is going to be the person that will be coerced. But you're not going to actually coerce them, because what you're going to do is think, how can you coerce them? Do they meet these criteria? And you have to lay down your own rules and regulations and criteria for coercion. The framework that we've given you is just a framework that you build upon. And trial and error will be best suited to give you what works for you, because not everybody is the same in coercion. Some are weaker, some are stronger, some have a different moral persuasion than others. So it is something that is very necessary to lay out for yourself within the frameworks that we've given. Of course, we will augment and change and improve upon the framework as we look at how you progress with learning your coercive, whether it is vocal coercion or mental coercion.
Okay.
But you didn't answer the question last.
No success. I have plenty of 10-hour blocks, but people already have.
Okay.
Doesn't quite count.
No.
Now, I did do some coercion last night,
Mm-hmm.
which was separate from the test,
Mm-hmm.
but was very effective.
So I hear.
And that was, something on my spare time for
Mhm.
extra credit.
And that doesn't count in class, unfortunately.
I know.
It's not extracurricular activity. But by using your coercion in a classroom environment, even though the classroom happens to be at your shop, what are you learning? You're using your coercion in your free time for getting what is necessary to be done.